do you think, Millie Mae? Tell me. Is your name Caroline? I don't think so. Millie Mae, what is your name?
Welcome to Millie's Gunsafe. Hey, Millie Mae.
Hey, Millie Mae.
We have some exciting news for you. My 40th birthday is coming, and we wanted to be able to give you something to sort of celebrate this big day in my life. So we are recording some things we've learned, and these will be for you.
And typically for your mom's birthday, I mean, she's been talking about this 40th birthday for a long time. And I mean, it was supposed to be a inflatable slide in our backyard,
I
or
love
an
inflatables.
adult bouncy house or whatever. But your mom has chosen to gift you with this on her birthday. And her birthday is the date we're going to launch this, but it is all about you. And right now you're 5 years old, and you think that we are going to be one of those families that you watch on YouTube that opens up gifts or goes shopping and all those crazy things. You and I watch YouTube every morning. You love it. But this is a little bit different. And so this song, every intro to this, you're going to be hearing this song. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about this song and just kind of get it out of the way. You love this song, and I have played this song for you even when you were in the womb. I love the banjo and the sound of the banjo, and I didn't want to scare you when you came out of the womb with my banjo playing. So I would take the banjo and I'd put it up to Mama's tummy on the couch, and I just started playing this song, and I started coming up with these repetitive lyrics. And anyway, you responded to it when you were out of the womb. and we'll show a little video clip of some of your responses as a baby, and even now as a 5-year-old. And so, what is Millie's Gunsafe? When you think of a gun safe, what do you think of?
I think of massive and ugly and nowhere to put it, but it contains really great things in it, and so a lot of people need it for safety.
Yeah, I have like 3 guns. It's really not a necessary thing as far as containing weapons and things like that. But our weapons and the things we battle warfare are more of the spiritual things. And we we had the opportunity to lead Master Life for 4 years, and during that time we would just always talk about how privileged our daughter is to have this collection of information that the Lord has kind of guided us through scripturally. And your mom and the amount of journals and prayer journals and Bibles, and I mean that's just a wealth of information. And then I have mine. Even before I met your mom, I was doing my prayer journals, and it's not just us that we have. It's your grandparents, and it's all these things packed down. I mean, we've even talked to Birdie about getting safe for her things and granddad's things, and it's pretty important. And so that is kind of what we've been wanting. And your mom really doesn't care for the physical.
But the idea of if a fire, flood, whatever comes, that if everything was destroyed and this is still standing, that you would be able to open up. I mean, I have every Bible my entire life I've ever had. journals and notes. I have little lists I made of the things I prayed about for my future husband. I have all that stuff, and so for you to go through it and be able to read how the Lord was moving and working and things He was showing us, to me, it's just a treasure. For you to have your Birdie, your grandmother's stuff, and your granddad's Bible, those are treasures, and they're worth figuring out how can we pass these on.
And preserve and protect.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of granddad, your mom and I, in the process of leaving one church and going to find a new church, and that church search process, and some of the heartaches that came along with that. Like, your granddad was, to me, what every father should be to a guy, and he was my coach as well as my father-in-law, and he was so wise, and he had a great way of stating things. And I was telling your mom, I was like, how valuable would that be, to go through his stuff and to find scripture that ties right in with what we are going through right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, man, but your dad had a great voice, and it'd be so amazing to hear him say that stuff. And we got talking about podcasts and things like that. And then I was like, but what if we could see your dad talking these things out to us?
And all of his mannerisms.
Yeah. And that would be everything. And during that time, it would have meant everything. So this is really not a new format for some people. And we were talking about that even this morning, how some people that they find out they're dying of cancer, and they'll do these little video clips of things they want to say to their children.
But we're very much alive. And so we don't know our days. The Lord knows how many days we have. But this is a new chapter in our life, in my life, and we want to mark it, we want to record it, we want to put it away for safekeeping for you, for your children, and for their children.
Yeah, we're very much alive in Him too. It's like we're not passing away. Some of the topics might be a little on the negative side, but those are the struggles that we endure, and He allows us to endure. We're going to share those things because you might go through those yourself, but there's a lot of rejoicing, man, and that is also what we're going to bring to this as well. So that's kind of how all this got started, is really wanting to preserve the information. And I'm sure at some point we'll still get a Gunsafe and lug that thing into the house and find a spot for it somewhere. And but with this, you get to see us talking it out too, and so we hope it's special. And this is the audience is you, and
All you, hun.
we really don't know, what we're going to do with it, private, public, or whatever. It's still on the table, whatever the Lord moves. But it is for you, and that's pretty much it.
We know firsthand, and you're going to learn this, that when you're saved, when the Lord saves you, we will rejoice in that moment, and then you'll begin to grow, and we'll begin to disciple you, and you'll have people feeding into you. And life is hard. The disciples' life is the hardest, and so this is to help you, that for you to feel like you're not alone, for insight into these interesting topics that everybody in the world that loves God is dealing with these things. And so now you're going to have them where you can click and watch and get a little extra information. The Lord is all you need. You don't need these videos. You need His Word. But these are going to be a good tool to come alongside you in your walk as you grow. So we're very excited.
Yeah, it's like Granddad, I trust him. And as your parents, you're going to have an extreme amount of trust with us, especially in the spiritual things. And like we're still growing. He's growing us severely. But she said being a disciple maker is a challenging thing, but it's also the greatest thing. And that's what we're going to teach you, not only in these videos, but every day of your life. And this is continual reinforcement. And who knows, like at 5 years old, this is not going to serve you very well. It might be 10 years, 15, 35 years from now, hopefully. Um,
But what it does for us right now, it may not serve you as a 5 year old, but what it's going to do right now for your mom and your dad is we are obeying the Lord. And He really put this in front of us. This is not something we don't like this platform necessarily. We'd rather have, a group of people around this table and have, one-on-one conversations. But the Lord brought this to us. We are obeying Him, and we're going to see what happens with it. But this is what He's asked us to do. So here we go.
yeah. And your mom, she came across a verse that is a very common verse that a lot of parents know. And we're just kind of putting feet to that. And we have a amplified version of this that I'll let your mama read.
You shall teach them diligently to your children, impressing God's precepts on their minds and penetrating their hearts with His truths, speaking of them when you sit in your house and when you walk along the road and when you lie down and when you rise up. And that's from Deuteronomy 11:19. We've heard it all the time, teach your kids when you're walking, when you're lying down. But I think the words here that really stuck out to me is diligently and impressing God's precepts on their minds and penetrating their hearts. And we've been teaching Master Life for a while now, and that is a very common word for you. And learning what is a disciple, what does it mean to follow the Lord, what does it mean to grow, what does it mean to serve and love and nurture other people. Those are some of the common things you're used to hearing in this home. And so we are committed to diligently teaching you in person and recording some of these truths as well.
Yeah, it's funny because we've had many Master Life sessions at this table, and you know that people come to this table to learn and to talk about the Lord and being a follower of Christ, and during this time, our schedule is kind of opened up a little bit ministry wise, so that we're bringing you to our table or bringing our table to you, however you want to look at it, and that's the way that we're going to be handling the next year or so, I guess. And this is not going to stop after a year. This is hopefully for the rest of our lives. We'll be able to, when the Lord is working in our life, we'll be able, and we're excited and we want to share that, and we think it's a valuable life lesson for you.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to sit right back down and share it with you. But we feel blessed, privileged, and you're a gift, and this is Mama's gift and my gift to you, and it just so happens to be on her 40th birthday.
So, Millie Mae, welcome to Millie Mae's Gunsafe. This is just for you.
Just for you. We love you.
Love you.